What up, everybody? Scuffy here, and I just did the video for announcing that I was going to make an announcement, and this video is going to be released a day or two later. But uh, let's talk about promotional codes. Let's not waste any time. Let's get right to it. As I mentioned on my last video, I have got some promotional codes to give away. I've got 3 to give away on the YouTube channel, 3 to give away on the Warp Trader podcast. They're going to be 2 different contests, though. We're going to do this 2 different ways. So there'll be a unique contest for the channel. There'll be a unique contest for the podcast listeners. So make sure you check out the podcast next Thursday, September 23rd, and we'll be explaining what you need to do to participate in that. But let's talk about what you need to do to participate in the contest for the channel. Now, I've done deckless contests, do games. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that content creators have already done. There's a lot of stuff that the community does, tournaments, Lodge Wars, World Cup, meme contests on the Discord. There's a lot of stuff that's out there, but one thing I like to see, and I don't see enough of it, and I want to do something to incorporate it and make it unique. I want to do a card creation contest, and the 3 winners, the top 3 card submissions that somebody comes up with, they're going to get the redemption codes, and that's going to be a code is good for 1,000 gold. I'm going to give those away. Now, there are some requirements to this contest. I want to make it clear so that way everybody, so if you're getting some ideas, you've got some time to think about it. Now, the community is full of people who've made cards. They actually have the assets in Photoshop or there's a program, I forget what it's called off the top of my head right now, GIMP, that you can use to create your own card. They've got the frames, all the symbols, they've got the right font, they've got all this cool stuff, and there's been people who've been doing this stuff since the game's been around. But you don't have to have access to that to participate in this contest. Just the text is sufficient for me, but the text has got to make sure it's got everything in there. You want to make sure that you have the unit name. You want to make sure that you indicate what energy cost it is, what faction it belongs to, its stats, if it has a mechanic, what card type is it. Don't leave anything to the imagination. If it is a warlord, make sure you tell me what the initiative is. Now, there are a couple things here that I do want to clarify. Don't give me Primarch level warlords. 1 card submission per player, and a warlord that's got a reckoning or a whispers, that's technically 3 cards between the original form, the final form, and the whispers card itself as far as that. So just save yourself some time. Don't make it more complicated to even the field across the board. Just limit it to 1 card per player. It doesn't matter what rarity. It doesn't have to be a warlord. It can be a tactic. It can be a troop. It can be a neutral card. It can be a card for an existing faction. If you think that a faction would really benefit from a particular card added to enhance a deck type or an archetype, or there's a character or unit or a vehicle that we don't have in the game that you would like to make a card for, feel free to make that your card. Do not include or create a new mechanic. When I say mechanic, I mean things like survivor, poison, stealth, use what exists within the game. If you want to make something that's kind of a unique thing in of itself, like reveal the top card of your deck, or choose 3 from the discard pile, something like that. That's within the scope of what can exist in the game, and that's not overly complicated. But if you want to make something like the next Bastion or Pack, don't go overboard. Don't make it too complicated. I kind of want to keep it a little simple since it's just 1 card per person. Just make it a good card. Make it a good card. Make it a card that's realistic. If it's a card just as in, you win the game, or slap your opponent in the face, those things I'm not going to score high. I want to try to reward people who are truly not only creative, but who have got a good grasp as far as what would be a good addition to the game. Cards that I would like to see added, or something that's just like, oh yeah, that's a good card. And we've seen some good share of good cards and bad cards. We've seen some stuff that, boy, that would support this deck type that just doesn't get played. And we've seen stuff that's like, boy, do we need another one of those. So keep that in mind as you are brewing. Now, let's talk about deadlines. We are in the middle of September, so I don't want to give this a short time. I feel like something like this needs a little bit of time to go through it. So October 23rd, which is my birthday, so it's easy enough for me to remember, but October 23rd is going to be the cutoff time. It's going to be the deadline to get your submissions in. That's over a month to come up with one card, put it together, and you can either hit me up on Facebook, if you are watching this to a Facebook link, PM me on Reddit with the text if that's sufficient for you, or hit me up on Discord with the ping or PM, and that will also work. And then at the end of, after midnight, October 23rd U.S. Central Time, I'll have the entrance, and I'll take a look, and my favorite three, my top three of all those submissions, those players will not only get the promotion codes, which are good for 1,000 gold, but then I'm going to I'll let a video and talk about what their cards are, whether I have images or not. Player creation, community involvement. I always try to hype that up, and I think that would be something that's exciting to do and unique at the same time. So hopefully that's lit some sparks in your mind. You want to get excited for it. If it's something that you have dabbled in, maybe you've already got some ideas out there, maybe you don't, but it's something worth pursuing. It could take as little or as much time as you want. Just make it good. Show me that you know what you're talking about. If you're doing a 40k thing, a heresy thing, it doesn't have to be Horus Heresy. It can be a 40k thing. It's just one card, but try to keep it within the scope of that. We've seen some non 40k cards, and there's nothing wrong with those, but at the same time, I do want to see it as a card that we could put in the game, not a card that we would have copyright infringements, if that makes sense. And if you got questions, if you're not sure, I am also always willing to chat with folks on Discord and kind of help clarify that too. I don't want you to waste your time, but I do really want to see people try and put an effort in and give it their best shot. So that's it for me, guys. Until next time, keep playing Legions and good luck.